The Testament of Mary, a concise novel by Colm Tóibín, originated as a one-woman stage production that premiered at the Dublin Theatre Festival in 2011 before being published in book form in 2012. In 2013, it made its Broadway debut as a theatrical adaptation, earning 3 Tony Award nominations, including Best Play. Unfortunately, due to financial difficulties, the production had to close prematurely. The book revolves around the crucifixion of Jesus and portrays the events from the perspective of his mother, Mary. After Jesus' death, 2 contrasting men extend their care and support to Mary. They persistently inquire about her son, but Mary remains uncooperative. While she retains vivid memories of Jesus, she is cautious about sharing anything she does not know to be unquestionably true, including his divine nature. Her reticence frustrates the 2 men, although one of them exhibits more understanding than the other. Secretly harboring anger towards her son for his demise, Mary believes that his association with outcasts and troubled individuals ultimately led to his demise. She perceives Jesus as distinctly different from his disciples. Throughout the narrative, Mary forms an unexpected bond with a benevolent neighbor named Farina, who frequently visits her and eventually becomes a close friend. During one outing to the Temple of Artemis, Mary experiences a newfound sense of upliftment. She acquires a small statue of Artemis, to whom she finally confides her story. The recollections of Mary's son's early years resurface in her thoughts. She admits her disapproval of the company he kept and her dissatisfaction with his behavior around them. Mary and her son did not share a close relationship during his upbringing, and she now regrets not taking a more profound interest in his life. Overall, Mary perceives her son as a disruptive presence who draws negative attention upon himself, and she struggles with this perception. She recalls a moment when her son defied the laws prohibiting work on the Sabbath by healing a man, only to face the backlash of the local community. Another memory surfaces of her son miraculously raising Lazarus from the dead, yet Mary perceives a lack of gratitude from Lazarus for being given a second chance at life. Soon thereafter, Mary and her son attend a wedding in Cana, hosted by distant relatives. Worried about her son getting into further trouble, Mary attempts to persuade him to return to Nazareth, but her pleas go unheard. To her surprise, Lazarus is also present at the wedding, but his demeanor has changed significantly, becoming withdrawn and peculiar. Mary senses that Lazarus has witnessed something unsettling, something he is hesitant to share with others. Gradually, her son starts to distance himself from Mary, displaying peculiar attire and behavior. Mary becomes a witness to his transformative act of turning water into wine, but an unnerving feeling of dread accompanies this miraculous display. Subsequently, people begin treating her differently, leading Mary to cut off communication with her old friends and community members. Mary's cousin Marcus forewarns her about her son's impending crucifixion and expresses concerns for her own safety. He provides her with the names of trustworthy individuals who remain loyal to her son and vow to protect her. Several of Mary's former friends start avoiding her, and she realizes they fear the consequences that await. On the fateful day of her son's execution, Mary accompanies her cousin and a designated escort to the crucifixion site. Overwhelmed by the sight of her son, she longs to rush to his side and offer comfort, but she is restrained. Sensing his anguish and distress, Mary regrets not having forged a closer bond with him, wishing she had invested more time in their relationship. She questions how she could have stood by idly, doing nothing during those crucial moments. As she scans the surroundings, Mary notices Marcus among the Romans, but hesitates to approach him upon witnessing fear etched on his face. Her attention is then drawn to an ominous figure known as the Strangler, who observes her intently. Filled with fear, Mary departs from the crucifixion site before her son's life is extinguished. Annoyed and unsettled, she finds herself at odds with the men entrusted with documenting her son's life, who insist on portraying her as present until the very end. Their accounts include a dream Mary had, depicting her son visiting her after his demise, as though it were an actual occurrence. Recognizing the distorted truth being penned by these individuals, Mary has been uncooperative when questioned about her son. She understands that their writings are a product of their own desires rather than an accurate representation of reality. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.